All right, quick update on the electrical closet. Usually I run the AC off of the generator. This morning, generator was off. I came out and turned on the inverter to make some coffee this morning. And last night, I have a remote to turn off the generator, so the generator was off. I turned this on to make coffee, and I had forgot to turn off the AC this morning before turning on the inverter. But the inverter has enough power to power the AC, the camper AC. So right now, with no generator, the AC is running and it's using up load output 2.33 amps, but load input from the solar panels, 53 volts, 13.6 amps. So my batteries are charging and I'm running AC with just these 6 solar panels. So that is really good news. Duke's happy. He's been panting all these days, but if I can charge my batteries and run AC, that's great. Also, I moved the battery monitor was down here. It was hard to get Wi-Fi service in, or Bluetooth, whatever connection it is. It was hard to connect to my battery monitor when it was that close to the batteries with the door shut. So I moved my battery monitor up here, so I can see now, without opening the door, the status of my battery. And I get better service in the camper to check how full my battery is. Last night it was 83%, and this morning, I upgraded to a carabiner as well from my safety stick. But this morning, or this afternoon, I guess later this morning, it was up to 84%. So I know the solar panels are charging my battery through the solar charger, and it's enough to run my AC right now. So it's getting better. Also just got done, a guy came with a load of gravel for my driveway. He was supposed to meet me up at the top of my driveway, which is at the top of the private road, which is a steep hill. And he had a 4x4 truck pulling a trailer to dump the gravel, but he could not. He got stuck on the hill. He couldn't get up the hill. So I grabbed the tow straps from my truck and my tractor, drove down to try to tow him up, but he didn't want to risk getting stuck further up the hill. So I talked to my neighbor at the bottom of the hill, and he let me dump a load of gravel at the bottom of the hill. So now I just have to truck it a lot further for road work until maybe I'll work on the first road up to my driveway first, so that the next load of gravel can get to the top of my driveway. But that's it for updates now. I already took videos. I caught 2 pack rats last night, which is nice. And I fed the turkey vultures and checked on them this morning. Got to see Mama Vulture. But it's almost noon now. It is afternoon. It's 12:07. So good start to the day. All right, we're back for another update on the electrical closet. And I was like, okay, the inverter's working good. I can put the generator away. So I unplugged the generator, put it back in its storage spot. And then the AC kicked on again, and the inverter started beeping because it had overload condition. So I think what's happening is that with the plug plugged into the generator, I think the generator has a built-in capacitor that is made for handling loads when they first come on. So I think that is somehow stabilizing the AC startup on the inverter. So I went ahead and plugged the plug back into the generator. Even though I'm not running the generator, there might be a capacitor in there that's getting charged up or something, and it's causing a soft start. So I went online and ordered a AC soft start inline capacitor that I guess I'll either need to install in this electrical box or somewhere in the RV. But what that does is it's just a capacitor that stores up a bunch of energy, so when you have those high amps at startup, it smooths that out, so it shouldn't overload my inverter. But until that comes, I found the best way to keep it on, because even once I did plug this back in, I did have the inverter overload again when the AC kicked on. So I just went in and turned the thermostat way down so that the AC just keeps running and doesn't kick off, and we've been fine doing that. And we're still charging the batteries in the shade here. We got 52 volts at 0.9, 0.8 amps. Okay, so maybe we're not charging yet. It's kind of overcast right now. But I also looked up the settings on this charge controller and adjusted the power voltage off, this bottom lower right number there. That's what you want for lithium phosphate batteries. That's a safe number. Some people charge it higher, so I set that value. The load off and load on, I just left those default. Here you see the load output, 0 volts, 1.4 amps. I don't know why it says 0 volts, but I know this inverter is working fine now. When there's not a hard start, it's able to keep up with everything. So got a soft start capacitor coming in the mail from Amazon. For now, I just moved the generator over here, left the plug in and put a tarp on it with some rocks. One thing I did think about when I was unplugging this is when I unplug this, those 3 prongs are still connected to the bus bar. So if my inverter is on and this is unplugged, I think you can still shock yourself on the actual plug itself. For now, I think I was just gonna hang it on the outside and be careful with it, but maybe I need to just get a dummy plug that I put over that so that if you brush up against it or something, you don't get shocked. But I haven't had to deal with that yet, so I'm just being careful. But that's the latest update on the battery bank. It is charging. With the AC going, we're up to 86%. We started yesterday at 83%, so it does take a while to charge these even with the generator, so we're doing good on a cloudy day. But that's it for this update.